If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. James 1, 5-8.
In those moments of trial and uncertainty and just pressure, we all look for a guide, a map, some kind of wisdom to see us through. It's a totally universal human thing. But where do you find that kind of deep, steadying insight? Well, an ancient text has a startlingly direct answer. So let's dive in.
So right off the bat, we get this incredible promise. The solution for navigating the storm isn't just to grit your teeth and brace for impact, but to ask for wisdom. But what kind of God are we asking? And what kind of wisdom are we even talking about? That's exactly what we're about to unpack.
Okay, so to really get this promise, we first have to understand the character of the one making it. You see, James doesn't just say, hey, ask God. He describes how God gives. And believe me, this detail is absolutely crucial for everything that comes next.
Let's get clear on the kind of wisdom we're talking about here. The Greek word is Sophia. And this isn't about some abstract philosophy or having all the intellectual answers. No, this is practical, down-to-earth, street-level insight. It's the ability to see your trials from God's point of view and just know the next right step to take, even when everything around you feels like total chaos.
And how does God give this wisdom? Well, not reluctantly. And he definitely doesn't hold our past failures against us. The text says he gives without finding fault. I mean, think about that. That means you don't have to clean up your act before you ask. You can come exactly as you are, right in the middle of your mess, and his response isn't criticism, it's pure generosity.
Now, this is really cool. The original Greek gives us an even deeper insight. The word used for how God gives is aplos. Now, it's often translated as generously, but a more direct meaning is simply, or with a single unwavering intent. God's giving isn't complicated by mixed motives. It just flows directly from his unified, unchanging, gracious character. It's a pure gift from a single-minded giver.
Okay, so we have this incredible offer of practical wisdom from a purely generous God. But there is one condition, and it's not about our past performance. It's all about our present posture. It's about how we ask. And there it is, the one condition. You have to ask in faith without doubting. Now, this isn't about having some kind of superhuman certainty. It's about where you place your trust. Are you approaching God like he's your one and only source? Or are you kind of hedging your bets? That question is really the heart of this whole passage.
But let's be really clear here. What does James actually mean by doubt? Is he talking about having intellectual questions or moments of uncertainty? Well, not exactly. The kind of doubt he's warning us about is something much, much deeper. You see, James describes the person who doubts, not as a skeptic, but as a soul that's divided against itself. And to show us the consequence of this inner division, he uses one of the most powerful images in all of Scripture. A person with a divided heart has no internal anchor. They're completely at the mercy of every external force. The winds of circumstance, the winds of fear, the winds of what other people think. There's just no stability, no direction, only constant chaotic motion, pushed around by every shifting pressure. James actually coins a specific Greek word for this state, Dipsychos. It literally means double-souled. It's like a spiritual schizophrenia. It's the person who wants God's help, but is also trying to keep one foot firmly planted in the world's way of solving problems. They're trying to serve two masters, and their very soul is being ripped in two different directions. So the paths are laid out in this really stark contrast. On one side, you've got the single-minded person. They're anchored. Their devotion is wholehearted, and they receive from God. Then on the other side, you have the double-minded. They're unstable, tossed all over the place, their allegiance is divided. And James says they shouldn't expect to receive anything from the Lord. I mean, the outcomes couldn't be more different. Now, this whole principle of undivided faith, it isn't just about a single prayer you make during a storm. James takes this idea and expands it to show that it's actually the foundation for an entire life of what he calls a working faith. This single-minded wisdom, it's like the root system for a stable spiritual life. It's what allows a person to endure poverty without falling into despair, or to handle wealth with real perspective. It's the source of genuine mercy that lets you forgive when it's hard. It's the foundation for cultivating peace and for proving that your faith is real through real, tangible, everyday actions.
And just in case we didn't get it, James circles back to drive the point home one last time. The instability of the Dipsychos, the double-souled person. It's not just in their prayer life. No, it seeps into everything they do. A divided heart leads to an unstable life. Full stop.
So what's the ultimate takeaway here? When you boil it all down, it comes to this powerful, almost beautiful symmetry. We have a God who gives haplos, simply, with a single, undivided heart. And in response, he asks for a faith that mirrors his own nature, a simple, undivided trust. A single-minded God desires a single-minded people. That is the wisdom of undivided faith.
And that really leaves us with a final, searching question. As we look at the storms in our own lives, the trials we're facing right now, we have to ask ourselves, where are we trying to serve two masters? Where is our allegiance divided? Because according to this ancient wisdom, finding true stability begins with a wholehearted, undivided plea to the one generous giver.